Good morning. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever platforms I decided to share this on. Um, I wanted to I wanted to do this video. Really, it's a reminder to myself, but I also felt like okay, it might bless someone else as well. But the scripture that I want to share is Romans 4:17, and I'm going to read this one out of the from the New King James Version translation. Okay, and it reads, "As it is written, I've made you a father of many nations in the presence of him whom he believed, God, who gives life to the dead and calls those things which do not exist as though they did." And I want to take the last part of that, just kind of go back and read the last part of that to emphasize that. And calls those things which do not exist as though they did. And that's something, that God has been bringing to my remembrance, just trying to remind me and kind of keep me focused. To call those things like that haven't happened yet as though they have happened. Like to see those things, like to see what hasn't happened yet, to call those things that hasn't happened yet as though they did. Like the thing that he brought to my remembrance was like, for those that don't know, like I used to be a personal trainer. And so one of the things that I used to always kind of tell my clients, because it was something that I did actually. So I would always tell them. So I'm like, okay, they would come in and they would want to, they had their own personal goals. Like they might have wanted to lose a certain amount of weight or, whatever. But I would always tell them, like, okay, if there's a certain, I guess like body type that you're after or, fitness level that you're after. I'm like, so I would say, look at them and do what they do. Like for instance, like if you want a ballerina's body, start doing ballerina, start doing ballerina dance. If you want the body of a football player, start doing the things football players do. Go out, run routes, do what football players do. If you want the body of a basketball player, go out and play basketball, And so, that's what he brought to my remembrance, and honestly, that's the way that I train. Like, even now, like right now in this season, really, I'm not training, but, I do see myself like, I think, this is like an interesting season for me, but I do think God is going to bring me back to where I'm, with my training though. But like when I go out and I train, I still do football drills. I still do wide receiver drills, defensive back drills. Because that's kind of how I see myself. So, I just want to encourage someone, again, to just hold on to that verse, and particularly remember the last part of it, where he says, and calls those things which do not exist as though they did. And also, I want to read another verse that it kind of says the same thing, or, it kind of reiterates that verse in a way. This is Hebrews 11:3, and I'm reading this from the easy to read version translation. And it goes, "Faith helps us understand that God created the whole world by his command. This means that the things we see were made by something that cannot be seen." So again, I just wanted to share those verses. Again, those are really, reminders to myself. But again, I hope it blesses, whoever this blesses. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Later.